Kisses, misses, again. Click, 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 click. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Hugs. Bougie kiss, one. Bougie kiss, one. Hello, you guys. All right. So, before we get into it any further, you already know if you would like one-on-one coaching with yours truly or anything else that I may offer, www.lawofassumptionprincess.com. As always, make sure that you read that disclaimer in full before booking because it helps you out, it helps me out, and it just makes everything easier for the both of us. Thank you. Love you. Okay, y'all. So I talked a little bit about lazy girl manifesting in my previous upload, right? And that was something that I knew that a lot of y'all wanted me to touch on that because I think that as much as like people don't want to admit it, it kind of seems like a foreign concept. Like even with us being well versed in the law and like knowing all there is to know about the law, people still think that with the law there's like some type of give and take. There's some type of efforting that is required, right? But I talked about this actually in my other recent upload, talking about like how I utilize gratitude and how I utilize thankfulness. And I talked about that just in general a few times on this channel. But this is a method that I came up with that I feel like literally requires no effort. All it requires is a perspective shift, right? And this is what I like to call the thank you method. Now, a lot of y'all wanted me to go in detail about this, but it's fairly easy. This is honestly going to be a pretty quick video because this is how I manifest when I am dealing with circumstances and when I am frustrated. And it's still no effort required. It is just an acceptance and an inner peace and a genuine thankfulness, okay? So when I am manifesting something and a circumstance comes to the surface, to the forefront, a lot of people, the natural instinct, right, is to try to fight against it. It's to try to fight against the circumstance with all your might because the circumstance is scary. The circumstance is this big bad wolf. It is something to be avoided at all costs. And if you don't avoid the circumstance, you failed. If the circumstance comes to be, if you come to face something that you don't like, you failed. And that is not true. That is not true. If you come to interact with something that you do not like, that is not necessarily a failure. That is just a perception. That is just a perception. You saying that you perceiving this thing that you don't like is a wrongdoing on your part. Seeing that as a problem it's not only a perception, it's also a choice. It's also a choice to see that as a downfall. It's also a choice to see that as an issue. So what I do, instead of fighting against it, because sometimes that can feel so tiring, that can feel so lethargic. Okay, y'all, my other microphone died on me and my friend called me. I'm always getting calls in the middle of videos. But anyway, I feel like when we're presented with circumstances, you know, for some people, the deny, it's hard because it feels, I've heard some people say it feels like gaslighting yourself. It feels like, you know, we're not going to get into all that. But I mean, a lot of people could say that in their experience, it feels hard. And I'm one of those people where like, you know, I understand obviously as somebody who teaches this law and who has transformed their life with it, that, you know, sometimes a certain amount of resistance can come up with things. And even like implementing this technique is not me saying that, you know, this is a bypass from that and that like you're never going to feel resistance and that you're never going to feel discomfort, because even feeling those things, it's not the end of the world. Like those are not going to get in the way of you getting your manifestation. Feeling resistance or feeling like things are hard is not going to get in your way. It's the perception that you hold. So you can have space for your emotions and still feel a certain type of way. At any rate, okay. What I do is I feel gratitude for the circumstances because I decide that they mean that I have what it is that I want. I decide that every single circumstance is a reflection of the fact that I'm already there, that I already have what it is that I want, that I already possess the desire because I sit above it. So if something like, let's say I was manifesting $100,000, right? And I get a bill in the mail and it says, hey, you have this bill due this date and this time, whatever the case may be. Quite naturally, and this is the part, this is where it gets sticky for a lot of people, right? Now, a lot of people, they would look at that bill and they would say, the law is not working. This is proof that the law is not working. Why have I been affirming? Why have I been applying these techniques? Why have I been living in the end? Why have I been doing all these things? And then here comes this fucking bill. And that's where you start derailing. That's where you just run off course and you're doing the complete opposite of what you've been taught through this law, right? What I would do through the thank you method. Oh my God. Thank you so much for this bill. This bill is just a sheer reflection of the fact that I have effortlessly and quickly manifested this $100,000. Look at how abundant I am. I'm so abundant that I can pay this bill off with no effort. I can pay this bill off, and that's why it showed up, because it's a reflection of the fact that I have $100,000 in my bank account. It's reflective of the fact that I get everything I want. It's reflective of the fact that everything is coming up roses and wealth is my natural state of being. It feels so good to pay these bills. I'm so thankful for it. Because, like, let's think about it. If you had $100,000, would a bill showing up in the mail really throw you off? If you were a wealthy person, would a bill showing up really throw you off kilter? Would it really make you that disheveled, right? And so instead of slap boxing with the circumstance and doing the fucking 1-2 step with the circumstance, you're using the circumstance to your benefit. And for me, just based off of my personal experiences and my own reality, this has made things so much easier for me. It has made things so much enjoyable for me. It has allowed me to become a happier person, even like as a byproduct from it. Because when you're in a state of gratitude, it's very hard to be in a state of gratitude and to be in a state of lack at the same time. Try it. It's difficult, right? And it makes me feel like I don't even have the space to look at anything from a less than perfect perspective, because I'm not even giving the circumstance a life source in the way that encapsulates it. Like, I have to, again, fight against it, go up against it, like we're opponents. If this is your reality and you can have everything you want, what opponents are there? What beef would you have, even with the circumstance? Like, that's what I'm getting at. If everything is perfect, if you are the God of your reality and everything is perfect and it is showing up like unanimously perfect, where's the beef? Where's the problem? So it's like, you don't want to give the circumstance a life source to live as you don't want to create a villain in your story. You don't want to write in a villain in your story. A lot of people, without even knowing it and realizing it, they're assigning the circumstance the role as the villain. You're saying the circumstance is the villain. Come on. Oh, come on. And me personally, I'm just not interested in that. I don't feel like fighting. I don't feel like making a villain out of anything in my life. Even if it's something that I don't like, I would much rather give you the role of being something that like works in my favor, even if you don't look like it on the surface, than spend my energy fighting against you. Because it's like, think about it. Think about how tiring and lethargic it is to just fight and always have your eye out for something that like you don't want or you don't like. It's literally depleting you of your energy, and it's honestly a misuse of your energy, because you could be like really utilizing all that energy you have to really just funnel into yourself, to affirm into yourself, to pour into yourself, to restructure how you view yourself, to build yourself up. I would much rather spend my energy doing that, and I would rather use the circumstances as a way to benefit me. And that's what works for me. Any circumstance. When it has to do with SP, I say, okay, thank you for showing me. Thank you for this. Thank you for showing me that I'm loved and that I'm wanted and that I'm needed and that I'm valued and that I'm important. Thank you for showing me that I matter to you. Thank you for showing me that I'm chosen. Anything, every circumstance, it literally has the ability to serve you if you just decide it does. So I feel like I've been yapping for like a hot minute. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. And honestly, if y'all want me to make another video about this, I shall. Maybe I'll talk about this on live too. You know what I'm saying? But So much rambling. I just feel like I've been a yapping girl today. But anyway, follow me on all my social media, especially my Law of Assumption Insta. And until next time, you know that I love you. 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 I love you.